There we go, I got him, guys. Oh, that's awesome. Man, that was so cool. Oh, all right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna have to get the net. Hopefully he doesn't get off.
Hey, what's going on? So today I have a lot of really fun catch footage for you guys later in the video, but first I did want to go over just why I use two different color lures and why I believe they were successful. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I get asked all the time, which color is best or which one to use when and all of that. So really there are a lot of answers for that and a lot of factors that do go into color, but I want to try and make it simple and basically give you my thought process of what I did for that day and what ended up being successful. And really I broke it down into two things, and that was going to be the incoming tide and the outgoing tide. Now for the incoming tide, guys, a lot of times that new clean ocean water comes in, so it's just a cleaner, better water clarity. And then on the outgoing tide, you have all that water pushed up in the mud and the marsh and everything like that, and then it starts to get pushed out and sucked out along with all those contaminants and debris and mud and all that stuff, so it's darker water. And really what I like to do is on that clean incoming water, I usually try to stick with something like this, a little bit more of a natural color like the Slam Shady just right here. That works really well on incoming, and I've been noticing a good trend with that lately. And then as the water starts going out and that water starts getting kind of dirty and murked up, that's when I'll go ahead and switch over to this right here, which is the Gold Digger, guys. So this is a phenomenal color in dirty and murky water. It's got a darker profile, a darker silhouette, and also a ton of gold flake, which you can see right here. And that's basically as simple as it is, guys. On the incoming and cleaner water, I stuck with this right here, the more natural Slam Shady color, and then when that tide went out, I just switched over. So very simple, a lot less complicated than a lot of people like to make it sometimes, but sometimes that works. And one thing to note as well is when you are changing up color, I like to do kind of a drastic color change. You can see these are two completely different colors. So I like starting out with, if I'm starting out with a light, so to speak, I will go all the way to the other end of the spectrum and use the dark color. And a lot of times that drastic change is really what makes it happen out there on the water. When you need something, just go completely opposite, and then you start to fine tune it from there. All right, so hopefully you enjoy all this catch footage, and later in this video I will also be going over all of the lures, tackle, gear, everything that I was using out here on this trip and why it made me successful. So be sure to stick around if you want to see any of that as well.
There we go, I got him, guys. Oh, that's awesome. Man, that was so cool. Oh, all right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna have to get the net. Hopefully he doesn't get off. Oh, that Slam Shady 2.0 has been killing it lately. All right, try not to get the jellyfish. All right, there we go, in the net. All right, Slam Shady 2.0, doing it first thing in the morning. I caught this guy. I was trying to sight fish a red. There's a really nice big red that was busted bait. I threw right on top of it and this trout came in. What's super cool, guys, is these trout are just right up in the grass right next to the redfish. This is my second one of the day, real pretty one. Second one of the morning. He wasn't as big as the first one, but these guys are hanging right up here in the grass line right next to the redfish. There's a ton of bait. The reds are busting shrimp. The trout are getting all these little finger mullet. That's why I was using this Slam Shady 2.0 and snagged this guy. But go ahead and let him go. All right, drag was set a little loose on that one from the last one, but we still got him. Oh man, this guy's head shake is crazy. All right, guys, beautiful little trout right here. Let's see if we can get him in. All right, guys, how about that trout? Nice early morning right there. That 2.0 on a weighted hook, that Haas Helix hook, guys, is doing it today. Just letting it go right up against the grass. That's where all these fish are. All this flooded grass is where all this bait's going, and I'm picking up guys just like this almost every other cast. All right, there he goes. All right, guys, so when you're fishing big, long grass lines like this, especially on like a flooded tide and all that water starting to get up in the grass, those fish are typically within 5 feet or so of that bank line. I've been catching all the trout, a lot of them even inside the grass. I mean, as soon as you can see that little grass right there, as soon as it would clear it, they would nail it. They're just cruising up and down the shoreline waiting for bait and trying to ambush bait. So when you go and throw out here, throw all the way up as close as you can to the bank like that, and don't reel too quick. That first 5 feet, that's your strike zone. That's where you really want to make the bite happen, because that's where most of the fish are. Now, once you get about right here, you'll see I start reeling a lot quicker, because I want to go ahead and get my lure back out there, and I want to get into that strike zone. Right there, right in that grass, that same exact area, because guys, that's where it's going to get hit 90% of the time. You're not going to have as many fish out here. So by doing this, guys, you're covering a lot of water, and you want to increase your odds of making sure that your lure is in the strike zone as much as possible. There he is. All right, guys, finally paid off. I knew there was probably going to be a few around this creek mouth. High incoming tide right here, little trout. That's all right. New spot, good trend. All right, a little pipsqueak, but still cool. Still able to get one. Guys, really good deep channel right here. Really good big banks. A lot of times these trout just hang out, even on a higher tide cycle, right around the mouth. So that's kind of what I was banking on, and I was able to snag this little guy. So let's see if we can get a few more. All right, guys, sorry about that. My battery died on me as soon as I caught this guy, but switched the tide, guys. It was an incoming tide earlier, now it's an outgoing, so all this bait and everything's getting washed down this long bank line, and just was able to pick this guy up. Got him, guys, right there. Oh man, he got off. Super soft bite, barely felt it. That's good though, good sign. Right where I caught that other one. So it looks like these fish are just kind of hanging out right here on this shoal, and what's happened is all the bait's getting wrapped around this corner, and they're just kind of hanging out on this flat. So let's see if we can get lucky and catch a few more. Just got another real nice one here, probably about a 17. Real pretty trout there. We're gonna go ahead and let him go. Sorry, his camera work is not going very good today, but here he is, real pretty trout. Just got him in the net. So what I ended up doing is just switching over to the gold digger. You know, I was using the Slam Shady in the morning. That was a little bit more of a lighter color, and the bite kind of started slowing down, so I decided to switch it up, put a little bit of gold in there. There's a lot of sun, and this water here on the outgoing tide is a lot dirtier than this morning. You know, when it was coming in, all that clean ocean water, it was a lot cleaner water. So now it's a little bit more dirty. I switched over to the Gold Digger 2.0, same exact thing. There's a lot of finger mullet around, so that's what I'm sticking with today, and it's working really well. There he is. Yep, right where I thought he was going to be, guys. All right, awesome. He was right up against the bank, ambushing all that bait that's coming by. Oh, a little red. No wonder he was by the bank. All right, good deal. Got him in the net. All right, here we go. Pretty little guy. Awesome blue tail right there. Go ahead and let him go, let him grow. Whew. All right, guys, got another trout here. Awesome. See if we can get him in the boat okay. He's head shaking like crazy. All right, there we go. In the net. Woo! All right, man. Gold Digger is killing it today, guys. Awesome. There he goes. Just got him in time. All right, pretty. Oh, there he goes. But yeah, Gold Digger's doing great today, guys. Doing really well with all this dirty water on an outgoing tide.
All right, guys, so the first lure and hook I was using, it was gonna be the Slam Shady 2.0, as you saw, and that's gonna be on our Haas Helix hook right here. This is a 3/0 hook, super sharp, sticky, and got that 1/8 ounce right there underneath the belly. Got a really good wide gap on it. Have really enjoyed this hook so far, and it pairs up perfect with our Slam Shady. And guys, what I ended up doing for rod choice with this was using the Fitzgerald 7.2. You guys have seen me use this rod a lot. It does great with these lighter lures, and I'm able to really throw far. It's got a super good sensitive tip for these light lures as well, for when there's finicky fish or things like that, or you're just fishing for trout. This is a phenomenal rod. Now this is going to be again in the 7.2, and it's a medium, and I've just got it paired up with the BGMQ right here. one of my favorite reels. I've got it on several other rods as well, but has done really, really well for me lately, and just 10-pound Power Pro, and that's all we've got for this rod. All right, guys, so the second setup you saw me using is actually gonna be here on the Gold Digger, and I've got this set up on a 1/4 ounce trout eye jig head. Really, really like these jig heads. Are some of my favorite. They're really, really strong hooks and super sharp. Now, I ended up using the 1/4 ounce because when that outgoing tide started to happen, that current really started ripping and moving pretty fast. So what I ended up doing was switching to that 1/4 ounce, and the rod choice I ended up choosing was actually the TFO 7.6 in a medium, but the medium in this 7.6 TFO is a little bit heavier than what you would normally classify as a medium. So that's why I ended up choosing this, because I'm slinging a 1/4 ounce of lead here with a lure. So it performed great, it works well. I can throw it over 100 feet, no problem. And I've got this paired up, guys, again with the BGMQ. If you can tell, that's one of my favorite reels. And I've got this on 10-pound Power Pro as well. Never had an issue with that, and I really, really like this setup, especially when you're throwing a little bit heavier or bigger baits. This TFO rod performs great, still has a super good sensitive tip on it, and it's just an all-around great setup. If you want to check out any of this gear or tackle that I went over in this video, definitely be sure to go to fishstrong.com while it's still in stock. And if you're new to Salt Strong, just know that we're the best online club for saltwater anglers, especially if you're targeting redfish, sea trout, snook, or flounder. There's nothing else like it, and we actually guarantee that you'll catch more fish while saving time and money. We do this with our premium education, the exclusive insider community, and huge discounts on all the tackle you need. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com. Otherwise, we hope to see you again soon.